Hello everybody, welcome to Let's Chat, my weekly vlog series posted every Monday at lunchtime if you're in the UK, and I apologise for the blaring blinding light right there. It's actually early in the morning, it's dull outside, it's very windy and it's wet, and yet still, for whatever reason, it always seems like I've got the blaring sun right there. I swear I don't, it's freezing, that's why I'm wearing a hoodie again, it's bloody cold. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the weather, I'm here to go through the questions and comments on last week's vlog. And also I've got another game to show off that's sitting down there waiting. I'll do that around about the halfway point of the comments, I think. I didn't really have anything else to show off, although I do have one thing in relation to a comment from last week. But what I do have, and excuse me while I change tabs, to do is to do the Patreon shoutouts for those who supported me last month. Here we are. Right, let me just get the window back up so my face goes all pale and white again. There we go. So as with last month, I have to look at the list, so I'm not going to be able to look at the camera, but thank you very much to the following people who were willing to support my channel and the entertainment I attempt to provide you by backing me a little bit on my Patreon page. And if you're interested in becoming one, the next series just started actually by the time you hear this. It's Resident Evil HD Remastered, Redux, whatever it's called. Anyway, thank you to Matsamuni, Joe Coulthard, Taya Blake, Alex Rowley, Coulson McDonald, CR, Good Rory, OC Callio, Nick Galaldi, Michael Smith, Moose, Michael Millward, Amy Spain, Jim, Dragonakis, Fraser Macbeth, Casper MH, James Kilgore, Terrell Smith, Calvin Schmidt, Ryan Sarawada, and that one guy with the face. Thank you very much. And I will now close that list. Actually, I'll do what I forgot to do last month, which was tick that I had actually done that. I need to do this. I am the type of person I have to have checklists, otherwise I'll forget to do things. That's why I should have cheat sheets when I play games like Rebirth, I guess, so I don't forget or mix up zodiac signs. You'll see that do bad things eventually if you haven't seen already. But anyway, so we'll start with the comments. I don't have anything in particular to talk about. I've been playing a lot of Rebirth, I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter. I've been playing, well, not playing per se, but I've been using software. I got asked by the creators of Game Guru to check that out. I don't think I'll have a video done of it by the time you hear this. It's a FPS game creation tool, a bit more for the novice than compared to some other things. I've also started getting back into RPG Maker VX Ace, which I am familiar with. I used a really old version of it back in the 90s or early 2000s to, you know, piss around in essentially. And I thought, why not get into it a little bit and maybe tinker with some stuff, not doing anything commercial, because I'm using third-party scripts for a start, which would have license fees attached to them if I wanted to be commercial. But just see if I could whip together some kind of free little game for people to play, and I might release little preview builds to my patrons to help incentivize or reward people who are willing to support on that. I made a really bad 5-minute FPS in Game Guru, and that's available to patrons right now. By the time you hear this, it'll already be there. When my Game Guru video goes live, I'll link it to everybody. But yeah, it's a really terrible. Well, I don't want to explain too much because I want to explain this in the video, but I was trying to go for a Slender ripoff and to see if it was possible in Game Guru. It's not quite, and you'll find out more when you see the video on that. But that's what I've been playing. I've been trying to force myself, and it is forced because I'm so heavily addicted to Rebirth and Monster Hunter right now, to keep up channel variety. And to that end, I've been doing, well, we recorded 1 hour of, I think you'll have seen that before you've seen this. Yeah, you will have. And I've been recording a few more Let's Look Ats because I've been letting emails build up way too much. So I've been trying to get through them. And I'm just trying to think of other little things I can do to keep up the variety. Because I know not everybody's interested in Rebirth runs every day and Monster Hunter hunts every day. Granted, those are the 2 series that are doing the best, but I know people like variety, and I don't want to get pigeonholed again. I did that back in 2010 and it practically killed my channel, so I don't want to make the same mistake. That said, I also got another question. I don't think it was in the comments, it was just outside on Steam or in a comment of another video about Darkest Dungeon. Just to go over that again, I was in this stage where I had to keep on using teams of red shirts, in other words characters I didn't care about, to grind for money so I could upgrade the people I do care about, and I decided that would make for boring content because there'd be no risk. If a red shirt died, who cares? I was going to get rid of them after the mission anyway. It literally doesn't matter. So there was no threat. So that's why I decided I didn't want to film that. And I did consider, and I kind of mused about this on Twitter, well, what about if I just do the red shirt leveling off camera and then just record when I'm using the main teams. That would work, but then I looked at like the viewership of the last 3 parts or something, and it's dropped like hugely to the point where I'm guessing people don't want to watch it, so I'm not going to bother. Plus the game isn't finished yet, all the classes aren't in, the final 2 areas aren't in, you only have the 3 basic bosses and then 2 harder versions of each one, and that's it. And they're still tinkering with stuff based on player feedback, so I'd rather wait until they're set. So kind of like Hands of Fate, maybe I'll go back once it's done. That's my plan. Oop, I hit my microphone, apologies. So let's get into the comments and let's see how many there are. Alright, so I'll stop around about there to do some talking about the game I have to show off. Alright, to start with, Gale Force Gaming, you bringing up the Final Fantasy VIII demo during my Monster Hunter fight against the Celtis Queen. I don't know why, but I felt like I was fighting the XATM092, that tanky spider thing from Final Fantasy VIII, which was where the demo was set. That fight with that is kind of like the conclusion to it. Just the way he walked, all menacing. She, for a start, it's a queen. I hated him growing up. You're totally right though, there is a lot of similarities between Celtis Queen and the XATM. I've got my voice getting croaky. It's still croaky. I can't do anything about it. Yeah, they're very similar. And I'm about to fight the Celtis Queen at the point I'm recording this. Actually, I'm going to be doing some Monster Hunter recording after I finish doing this, I think. I was going to do Rathalos first though, because I want the Rathalos gear, but I need the Celtis Queen because it upgrades my bugs for my insect glaives. Tricky. I'm not sure. I could just do both ahead of... well... my god, my voice is really croaky. I don't know why. This is the first major video of the day I'm recording. That could be the explanation, I suppose. But yeah, I totally see the similarity. You are entirely correct. The way it stomps around on the 4 legs, its 4 legs are armoured, they can get separately broken, etc. But I'll go into more about how the Celtis Queen works when you see my video hunting her, which is not filmed at the point I'm recording this, but by the time you hear it, most likely. Or if I didn't do my solo one, we'll definitely have fought one at the co-op night. Tanooks, as in the Mario costume with the raccoon tail that has the reference to it in Rebirth, the green leaf, nod leaf, sorry. Getting abrasives is super easy. This is in relation to For You. If you do those quests that level up in the Gathering Hall, you'll get a ton, around 2 or 1 or 2 per monster kill. I don't know the name of those quests. So yeah, a few people also comment about this in different videos when I was mentioning it in the series. To get abrasives easier, you do guild quests. Guild quests are the ones that you randomly get given as you do Everwood. And then you go to your little guild quest list menu in the start menu and you can register some of them. And those go to the guild hall, and then from the guild hall you can pick them and you can play them with other people. And you want to, because the more you do them, the more they level up, and the higher the level they get, the stronger the monsters hit, but also the better the rewards get. You have to pay attention though to what's in the reward pool. Like for example, I had a young Kutku that was like longswords and great swords. Then I also had a young Kutku that was hammers and hunting horns. So spot the ones that you're interested in and register those ones. And pay attention to the level. The higher the level, the harder the monster. And the more times you do it, the more they level up. So that's essentially how the guild quest system works. I haven't really dabbled in it yet. I will. But we'll see. Jason Anino, I have never understood why people comment such negative stuff to people who are attempting to entertain us. It also makes no sense when they argue in the comments. That's just the internet as a whole. When you have anonymity, you indulge in saying things or doing things you wouldn't otherwise do because you can. It's like Hollow Man. That was Kevin Bacon, right, that starred in that. I think the tagline for that horrible movie was, "You'd be amazed what you can do when you don't have to look at yourself in the mirror." The internet is essentially that. And people will argue about anything. They will find a reason to argue about anything. If you go to like a news story on, say, an eccentric millionaire's decided a poor family who was in hardship deserved some of his money, his or her money, doesn't matter. If you went to the comment section of that kind of story, you'd have people complaining about, oh, why did they deserve it? Why not me? What did this family ever do? Who does this rich guy think he is, just throwing money around like that? You know, it's just the way people are. It's human nature, sadly. But then there is different levels of extreme. Some people's comment sections, which I assume is what you're referencing because we spoke about that last time, didn't we, are horrible places. Mine are not. Mine are very good for the most part. YouTube is also expanding its spam filter and kind of, you know, its filtering system to try and keep negative, trolling, spammy comments out of your comment sections. And you can set it up as well so that it spots the horrible words people sometimes use that you don't want on your channel. No one will ever see those comments. So that's something to consider. As far as arguments though, the internet is for arguing. Sadly, you don't have to involve yourself in it, that's for damn sure. You can distance yourself as much as you like. But you do make a good point. Why would you say negative things about someone providing free entertainment? A lot of the internet, especially the YouTube audience, is also young. And I don't like assuming that all young people are immature, because there's plenty of adults who are immature as well, and there's plenty of children who are mature. However, children of an age are very likely to be of that type of person who will just argue or whatever. Like the number of comments I have on old videos of like anime games where it's like, oh, you're crap at this game, I could beat you with my hands tied behind my back. So, I don't care. You're just feeling the need to gloat about something that you can't prove because you know you can't, or I can't disprove, and it's because you're a kid. Okay, whatever. Usually I just ignore those kind of comments, or if I feel like they're deliberately antagonizing someone else in my comment section, I'll get rid of them. That's the way I handle it. But yeah, it's the average age range, or the most common age range on YouTube is from like younger than 16 up to say like 30. That's the biggest chunk of the demographic anyway. There is obviously other older people who watch as well, but that's the big chunk. That's why channels like PewDiePie have so many millions and millions and millions of subscribers. They appeal to children, and it just proves that there is a large quotient of the audience that is children. Some people actually manipulate that as well, like when they do list videos and whatnot, and they deliberately make them antagonizing, which by the way, anytime I do a list video, I most certainly do not. I'm just expressing an opinion, whether it's dissenting or not. But some people deliberately do dissenting, antagonizing, flame bait list videos because they know it will attract children who want to prove that you're wrong and horrible and disgusting and they're the best. And they don't realise they're being manipulated, and it's kind of funny, but it's also a situation where both sides are bastards, so you can't really root for either side because they're just... one side is doing something horrible to get monetary gain, the other side is doing something horrible because it's a child that's acting childish and doesn't know any better, and they're falling for it. I don't know. Both sides play each other like a fiddle sometimes, but for the record, when I do a list video, which is once a year usually, I do not. Although that said, I wouldn't mind doing more list videos. Proper ones, I mean, just in, you know, ones that I would highly doubt people would find a problem with, like say, oh wait, no, I just thought of one that would definitely have people would have a problem with. Alright, well how about like my favourite 5 monsters in 3U? No one is going to pick a fight with that. If I deliberately, well actually I tried this in the Dark Souls one where I made it very clear it was just the bosses I liked. I wasn't saying they were stat for stat or, you know, whatever, better than whatever other boss, but people still despise that video actually. And yet they still watch it. That's just case in point really. But if I was to do a video of like say, here's my 10 favourite items in Rebirth based on how powerful I feel they are, that would attract a lot of arguing. Even if I was eloquent, even if I was constantly stating this is opinion not fact, I guarantee that there would be arguing in that kind of video. It's internet. And I went on way too long there. Maki GRY15, who I believe is friends with Galeforce Gaming, and he is a native Polish person, so he translated that winning thing I had, which is still here, that thing there from last time. It says on it that I've won a free packet of Cheetos of any variety, doesn't matter what flavour, and I can redeem it before the end of this month. Can I redeem it? No, I'm not planning on going to Poland, which is irritating. And he said cheers from Poland. Hello, thank you for being willing to translate that for me, I greatly appreciate it. I did, however, go to Tesco's and find a new flavour of Cheetos I've never seen before, and they're very, very similar to Knick Knacks, again, kind of like that Japanese candy I had a couple of weeks back. It's cheddar jalapeno crunchy. These are brilliant! Unlike the Cheetos that I had last time, which were supposed to be ketchup and tasted of bugger all, they are really, really good. And I'm going back to that supermarket as soon as possible to stock up on them. It says they're made with real cheese, and I didn't believe that, but it does actually say cheese in the ingredients, as in like the British sticker that has to put over it. It's interesting because in America there isn't as stringent food laws as we have in the UK. So for example, I quite like Pop-Tarts, and I can always tell when it's an imported Pop-Tart box or a British one because the American one has a lie on the front of it. It says that it's very healthy for you because of all the vitamins and minerals in it. No! Pop-Tarts are not healthy for you. That is a blatant lie. So on the UK box, that's gone, and if it's a UK import of the American version, they have to, by law, put a sticker over it so that you can't have that lie displayed because that's illegal. It's just funny how things work out like that. Anyway, thank you, yes, thank you again for telling me what it meant. Sadly, I can't redeem it. If there was a code on it, I'd be happy for you to go do it, but I guess you have to like show it at the shop or whatever, so. Spherical Cube. No comment at the moment, just patiently waiting for Bloodborne. See you next week. It's out the end of the month, right? I've been speaking to... Also, I'm doing this because I'm trying to warm my hands up, by the way. I'm genuinely freezing. I've got a candle lit here, by the way. I don't know if the light can kind of... No, you're not really seeing the light reflect off my face. Yeah, I've been speaking to the European... development, I was going to say that's not the word, department of Sony, and they are receptive about providing a review copy for some coverage. I have to talk to them again a bit closer to release them. We'll see how that goes. If they don't give me a copy, I will be buying it for sure, just obviously trying to get in there nice and early to have some experience, because I think what helped with the Dark Souls 2 playthrough when I did that, the original on PS3 I'm talking about, is because I got the review copy so early, I had more than enough time to finish the game, so when I was playing it through on camera I was knowledgeable about what I was doing, and I don't think playing that kind of game blind is a good idea unless you're the kind of person who kind of likes it from a schadenfreude point of view and you just like seeing someone suffer. I don't know, but that's where we'll do a little break there to show off the game I wanted to show off today. It's kind of in relation to Brave Fencer Musashi from last time. I want to show you the NTSC version of Parasite Eve 1, and let's see if we can get that sticker in the bottom corner zoomed in. I'm not sure it will. There we go, it includes the 1998 collector's CD, which includes a playable demo of Xenogears, and movies of Bushido Blade 2, Brave Fencer Musashi, and Final Fantasy VIII. So this was prior to Brave Fencer Musashi's release. And it was a fantastic RPG. In fact, to this day, I still recommend playing Parasite Eve because it's exactly what it says there. It is a cinematic RPG. It's not a traditional style of telling a story, at least not at the time. But it was really, really good, and that fits it to a T. It is a cinematic RPG. It's almost like a Heavy Rain, but with good gameplay, if you get what I mean. So anyway, if we look at this, there's the demo CD there. That's the Volume 1 I was talking about, so I've done this in the wrong order, but still. So we know what Volume 2 had. It was the playable demo of Final Fantasy VIII and then some other movies. And then Parasite Eve was on 2 discs. It's also interesting, Parasite Eve had an optional dungeon after you finish the story. It was, well, I say dungeon, it's set in New York. So it was the Chrysler building. There's the instruction manual. And I never know which way to move this. I'm terrible at lining things up for this camera. There's disc 1. Let's see if I've written anything in the instruction manual actually. Oh, and there's, I think that's almost the same back that Musashi had, other than advertising its own game. It had Parasite Eve instead, right? So as I was saying, there was an optional dungeon, Chrysler building, 100 floors, and it had a secret boss at the end and a secret ending. And to this day, I lament that I was never good enough at the game to finish that and see the Chrysler building ending. And yeah, I know, I could look it up on YouTube. I could. But I don't want to. Because I want that always in the back of my mind that I was never able to do that as a kid. And when I was younger, I was the kind of gamer who always did everything. I made sure I beat every weapon in Final Fantasy VII and all that BS, and the weapons in Final Fantasy VIII as well. And I hate to this day that I never did it. And yeah, I've got the game in front of me, but I would need an American PlayStation for a start to be able to play it. Although I think I might have bought the digital version. I can't remember. Either way, the Chrysler building defeated me, and it helped shape who I am today as a result. Parasite Eve 2, by the way, nothing like a cinematic experience. They really balls up the story, however, they made the gameplay better. So from a gameplay perspective, Parasite Eve 2 I enjoyed more, but the story was god-awful compared to this one, where, you know, I actually gave a rat's ass about what was happening in this one. The battle system was also a little bit different, so it's hard to... Yeah, you had like battle arenas, you ran around, and then when you had your time bar filled, a dome appeared around you, in this one I mean, and then if a monster was in range you could shoot them. That's slightly different in the second one. I can't quite remember how it worked to explain it properly, but I know that you can earn a gunblade in that one, and that was a whole lot of fun to use. Parasite Eve 3, I think that was the one on PSP, right? We don't talk about that one. We don't ever mention the first birthday or whatever it was called. No. Anyway, let's get back on to the remaining 6 questions or so I think I've got. Talking a lot here actually, despite having nothing to talk about. And I've got Maya on my side here. Hello Maya, you're mooching half an hour early for that meal. Do you want to hop on the bed perhaps? Do you want to hop on the bed perhaps? Over here, look. What's up there? You can see her nose again and nothing else. Maya, what's up there? Look what's up there. I tried. She's never going to do it on camera, except that one time she did and I had to scrap the recording because my microphone wasn't working. Speaking of which, oh thank god it's working. Anyway, where did I get up to? Right, we're up to Thaxar's comment. Been meaning for a while, but couldn't be bothered to create a Patreon account, sucked it up and created an account over there to get you some support. Thank you very much. I actually saw that the other day there. It was greatly appreciated. I was talking about this in the first part of the Resident Evil playthrough, which is public to everybody to help drum up interest, but if you're sitting there thinking of the opinion, why bother supporting my channel for $1 a month? What good is $1? Keep in mind, well, for one, it's a good morale boost, but two, 10 people do it, that's $10. That helps a lot. It helps fund what I'm doing. It helps me aim for improving my content, putting out more content, and actually, you know, being able to afford to live, which is the ideal. So, don't think I'm just spending any support I get on a bender. I don't drink for a start, but you know what I mean. Oh Maya, you're sucking up over the wrong side. Can you not at least go on the bed? No? Oh, I could trick her. Wait. We'll try and trick her. Just real quick. What's this? I wonder. Do you want to hop on here and see what that is, Maya? Oh, you saw her head. Oh, come on, up. Go get it. Go get it. Oh yes, it happened. Oh, no, that's jalapeno. You definitely don't want to be doing that. Oh, Maya. Hello. Do you want to look over there? Look up at that camera. No, she doesn't care. It finally happened though. I'm so glad. Hello honey, I see you. Alright, anyway, you've got to let me finish these comments. Stop mooching, you know fine you're damn well early. Puppy dog eyes don't work on me when I'm looking away, although you might hear a woof as a result. I'm cuddling her with my spare hand, so if you see me kind of moving my hand, that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything vulgar. Anyway, Lunarsh replied again saying thank you for the kind words and I shall keep your advice in mind always. Thank you very much, I'll thumb that comment up as well. Grinning Owl, do you think bomb cats are the rarest? I may have been super lucky when I found many. I've still to this day only found the one. In my particular case, you actually showed a cat type that I haven't seen in my playthrough. Which one would that be? Did you go into it? Oh, the protect type. Yeah, that's the type you really need. It's a desire sensor thing. It knows you need that because you're a ranged user, so you're not getting any. Whereas it knows that I kind of liked using Cha-Cha with the explosion mask. Don't tell Cha-Cha that. So it's keeping those bomb cats away from me. But yeah, you need a protection cat. That'd be really good. Apparently you're now farming, or by the time you commented this, you're farming Najaralas. 36 sounders to every one beak. And then you did kill me in brackets. That's, yeah, that's the bad drop everyone's having trouble with, oh, the damn snake. These games you bring out for show and tell are great, and seem to be in really good condition. Do you still have proper equipment to run them? I believe I still have my Dreamcast. I have a PS1 that's probably broken, and that's it. And yeah, I have a drawer that I kept them in. I used to have a much bigger retro collection, but I kind of sold off part of it, like on eBay and Amazon, to fund newer games. This was prior to me doing YouTube full time, so I didn't have a lot of, or I still don't have a lot of money for games, but you know what I mean. If you're getting review copies, you don't need a lot of money for games. So in order to fund getting new games, I sold off some of my collection. I really regret doing that. I sold off a lot of stuff I really loved, like my old collection of Mega Man X games, but I still have a drawer full, and there's a good, say, 20 to 30 more games I can talk about, so we've got a long way to go yet. But yeah, I regret selling off some of my old games. I don't mind selling off new games that I don't like, but yeah, I keep good care of my games for the most part, unless people sit on them like my Final Fantasy VII box, which I might still have at some point, but we'll talk about that when and if I find it. I might have another drawer of old games somewhere as well. By the way, did you hear that woofing? That's Maya realising I'm ignoring her, but knowing if I'm speaking into this thing here, that'll get my attention. Iron Paladin, Flik, I learned that you can get abrasives from guild quests, the ones you earn from Everwood. There we go, that's the other comment about it. You are indeed correct. Kuno K, the closest game to Monster Hunter on the PS4. I have no idea. Oh wait, there's a Tokiden remake, and I believe that's on Vita and PS4. It's the same version that was on just Vita, but it's been upscaled and has some like new content. It's the equivalent of going from 3 to 3U or 4 to 4U. Tokiden itself, I played it for a little bit. I only played it by myself though, and to be honest I found it a bit boring. It didn't have the charm, the challenge or variety that Monster Hunter had. However, it is a good first step into that genre by a company that's new to it. It was by Toki, right? So this is their first attempt at this type of game. There is definitely a chance that they'll do something great with the next one, so I'm guessing they've done this HD, remaster, re-release, whatever you want to call it, to help fund another attempt, and I'd be interested in Tokiden 2. But yeah, if you can't play Monster Hunter, that seems like an okay bet. If you have a Vita, you could try Freedom Wars. That also bored me, to be honest, and it also didn't have the charm that Monster Hunter has for me anyway. But that's something else worthwhile. It's only on Vita though, Freedom Wars, I think. What do you think of Monster Hunter Online is the rest of his comment. Do you know when the release date is or when it will be coming to next gen? I have no idea. Is that the one that has like the old-fashioned graphics, or is that the one that has the hyper-realistic graphics that's only in China right now or something? Pardon me. I've seen a bit of both of them. I like the look of both of them. I have no idea when/if they will be coming. Rest assured, if I ever get a press release from Capcom telling me, I will share it. Hope everything is sorted with Capcom. Nope, I actually forgot to get back in touch because I think they've kind of given up at this point. It's typical that it's on the parts that got the most views as well, so I earn nothing. It's so annoying. Anyway, keep it up, and then you did a bunch of letters, and I'm not sure what they mean. U0001F60A? Oh, that's not your password or something. Anyway, Christopher Sanders. Gonna try and show up for the next hunt. You're 8-star offline, so you're basically done then. Well, with the low rank side of things. HR3 online, good, and you're wearing the spoiler. Not for me, but for you, that's why I'm not saying that. Armour, however you spell it, and I'm in high rank. So far, I'm just wearing Velocidrome armour from high rank. You're into stuff I haven't seen. I didn't get into high rank stuff when I played through 4, so no spoilers, please. That goes for everybody. Also, dog, you farted and you stink. Is that your new countermeasure to me ignoring you? It's like, ignore this. And that's right, I just told the internet that you farted. What are you going to do about it? You're just going to stare at me. Anyway, the last couple of comments here. Although I'm just going to ignore Dragon Axes because it involves the word doodle. So we've got 2 more to go. Reaper has left a gigantic comment for once. First things first, Brave Fencer Musashi was and still is one of my favourite games. The difficulty was pretty high on some parts and the puzzles were a pain. I had to do the same thing for parts of it. So those were puzzle solutions then, with the button presses? Ah, good. You think that a fake Capcom would be found out quicker? I certainly hope so. Found out for a fact that some high rank offline missions in 4U are gated by what your HR is. In other words, they're gated by, it's not online per se because you can do guild hunts by yourself, it's just they're much harder because they're meant for 4 people. So yeah, you don't get some hunts until you've done some online stuff or, you know, guild hall stuff. And I'm paraphrasing so that I don't have to read out this entire paragraph. Here we are. With the Chilling Beaks, it's one of the rarest drops from the snake. Carving it is actually better than capping it, apparently, and then he did some numbers to back this up. Do you actually use the bed in these videos? Every video you have stuff on it. I think you might be sleeping in the chair. No, that's kind of stuff, a pile of stuff there is like all my notes and stocked up press releases and crap like that. I move these onto the chair when I need to use the bed for sleeping, and that's it. Or if, like, behind me you can kind of see there's another hoodie and a house coat. Is that the word Americans use? The British word is dressing gown, but that makes it sound like a dress. It's not a dress. But that's the kind of stuff I keep there. It's not a messy bed. Now that thing in the far corner, however, that is still messy, and that's why I've still not attempted to try and clean it. Anyway, the final comment that was 15 minutes ago from me recording this, from Panda Hero TV. I expected you to be younger from the sound of your voice, thank you, but I was wrong. Bless, thank you. In any way, how old are you? Really thought you'd be younger than that. Jesus, your voice got me confused. It's nice to see a face reveal first time in your channel after a long while. I've been doing vlogs via this camera since the new year, and prior to that there was a couple of times I did videos with it. But thank you for thinking that my voice is young sounding, even if it doesn't fit my face. I don't really like saying specifically how old I am, however I'll use the same range that I did in a previous one. I am older than Total Biscuit. I am slightly younger than Simon of the Oggs cast, so that puts you in about a 3 or 4 year range. I am in there somewhere, and my birthday is in June. That's all I'm willing to say. And that is where we are going to conclude as we approach half an hour. Jesus. I hope you enjoyed. Please do consider leaving a like, and there will be a lot more videos coming later tonight, including a let's look at of interesting Diablo-like. I'm pretty sure that's what I've scheduled. Anyway, I better go see to this dog, I suppose, who finally jumped up on the bed. Thanks for watching again. Thank you to my patrons. See you next Monday, and ta-ta for now.